Hello, it's Victor again with the Junkyard. Today I'm going to present my top 5 movie heroes and try to give some reasons for why I think they're the best heroes out there. I'm going to do this list from 1 to 5 rather than countdown, because frankly my number 1 is easy to guess and my number 5 not so much.
Number 1, Vincent. Duh. Go watch my Black Hole review to see why I love him. And as previously stated, I don't mean love him as in I really, really like him, but as in I want to wake up next to him every morning. Anyway, number 2 is Dr. Serizawa from the original Gojira, or Godzilla as we know it in the West. To start with, he's the heroine's intended fiancé type. They were kinda matched when they were young. She loves him, but more as a brother, and has meanwhile started dating Hunky McBoring here. And the fact is, if you didn't know it from the start, Serizawa figures it out before the end and respects her decision. While there is a fight between Serizawa and Blandman, it's for bigger reasons, with only secondary male dominance overtones. He's an odd case where his humanity comes from his calm logic and reason, which harks back to almost forgotten and seemingly unromantic platonic ideals. Anywho, Serizawa is also, for lack of a better word, a mad scientist. Scratch that, the mad scientist. Only he's not, because he's the only sane one, damn it! Okay, I'm not making good sense. Let me put it together. The Big G, no, the other Big G, comes to party and messes up Tokyo. None of man's weapons are mighty enough to fell this beast of ancient rage empowered by man's most hatefully applied science. But Serizawa has a secret, the oxygen destroyer. It's something he stumbled upon and developed, which has the potential to destroy Godzilla. But it could just as easily be used against other people, and therein lies Serizawa's terrible choice. Keep the destroyer a secret and let millions die by Godzilla's claws, or make his discovery public, saving us from Godzilla, but entering us into a world with weapons capable of unthinkable destruction, potentially killing the entire human race in time. Well, Serizawa gives the finger to curtains A and B and chooses C. While he's submerged, planting the destroyer, he cuts his lines, activates the device, and dies along with Godzilla and the knowledge of how to make another oxygen destroyer. Serizawa was a mostly ordinary man carrying the survival of the human race on his shoulders, and he made the right choices, which included him sacrificing his own life, unfortunately. He's definitely my favorite human hero, mad scientist, and pirate. Number 3, Samwise Gamgee. You remember Sam, the hobbit from Lord of the Rings? No, not the child. Not the idiot. No, not the pussy. I'm talking about the one who was Frodo's loyal friend for the first half of the trilogy and then freaking dragged Frodo's ass to Mount Doom for the entire second half. He's the hobbit who kicked a giant spider's thorax with an effing knife and a flashlight. He was in reality the film's hero. Sure, the ring's this huge burden, blah blah blah, but while Frodo's carrying the ring, Sam seems to be carrying Frodo. And in the end, after all of Sam's hard work and sacrifice, Frodo nearly messes the whole thing up. It's just a good thing Gollum has such bad coordination. On a side note, remember when Agent Smith was telling Magneto about the time the strength of men failed? Screw him! He was there too! He says, "Throw the ring in the lava!" And the man says, "No." And what, you just said okay? You could have punched him out at that point, you could have shot him, you could have even shot the ring out of his hands, right? Because you're a prancy little elf, right? All with the bows and arrows? But no. Did you just say, well, he wants to endanger the world, it's his choice then? Bull! Anyone could have picked that up. Another soldier, an orc, even a rat. Whiskers, throw it in the fire or all is lost! Squeak. Whatever. Strength of men may have failed, but it was the fact that your brain failed at the same time that's the root of the problem. Anyway, back to Sam. I'm just glad he got to go home and raise a family instead of going off on the boats with the stupid boring elves and frickin' Frodo. I mean, Arwen stayed behind, what's the point? Number 4 is another hero whose greatness is made in contrast to the assumed hero, in this case Richard White of Superman Returns. But I plan to talk about Superman Returns in full in another review, so for now let's just say he was the only real Superman in the film. The other contender was too busy being a Christ allegory and Deus Ex Machina. In any case, sorry, this top 5 list is apparently my top 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. Number 5, as I said, might surprise you. It might even outrage you. His name is Samuel James Witwicky, played by Shia LaBeouf in Transformers.
Even feels weird coming out of my mouth.
But I'm not saying I liked Sam in this film. He was an annoying little bastard, he was basically one long masturbation joke, and I prayed for his death whenever he started out a line. However, as I define heroes, he's up there on my list. Why? Because although he shrieked like a bitch whenever anything threatened him early on, once he realized what was at stake, he threw himself entirely in. He did his best to do what needed to be done. That describes most heroes, really, but for such a subhuman as Sam, it's pretty impressive. So when a robot the size of a house, constructed entirely of sharp points, and brandishing a flail bigger than a wrecking ball tells you to give him something, and you tell him he's not going to get it, you're a hero.
Now, if I were being honest, these heroes would not, even by my own ill-defined standards, be the top 5 out there. But I think they're a good sample of what I think makes for a good hero. Well, this has been Victor with the Junkyard. See you soon.
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. You're